welcome. Again, I'll just remind you if you do have a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball, something that would work like that, go ahead and grab that. If you don't have one, don't worry. I'll give you some alternative movements. And then if you have a yoga strap or something that you could use like a yoga strap, a belt works great, or a long scarf, or you know, uh, really anything that would kind of work, like about a 6 foot long piece of fabric. Even sometimes a good tea towel or hand towel is long enough, so you can try those things out. But again, if you don't have either of these props, it's okay. I will give you alternate movements to do instead of using the props. So you can put your strap off to the side, but grab your block grab your ball if you have it. We'll place the ball on the floor and place the right foot on the ball and start to roll around and massage out the base of your right foot. Now, if you don't have a ball, or maybe you're wearing shoes, or maybe for you it just doesn't feel good to roll around on the ball, that's okay. You'll have your right foot then on the floor and simply rock back and forth from heel to toe. Good. So all we're doing here is just waking up a little of the sensitivity in the feet. And if you have the ball, you're also a bit massaging the foot there. Getting a little bit of movement back into the joints of the feet and rolling around the arches of the feet, and maybe around the heel. Just kind of getting some blood flowing and sensation moving through the feet. Good. If you are using the ball, you could bring the ball towards your toes and use the ball to gently roll underneath the toes here to give each toe a little stretch. If you're not using a ball, you can place your toes on the floor, lift your heel up, and start to gently circle your heel around. This will help create a little bit of motion in the toes. So I really like using the ball for massaging the feet, especially first thing in the morning and sometimes last thing of the day, but definitely first thing in the morning because it helps to ground our senses into the feet, which is really helpful before we even get moving in the day, so that we're really aware of our feet on the ground. Good. So if you're using the ball, you can come back to rolling out the sole of the foot. And if you're not using the ball, you can come back to rocking the foot back and forth from heel to toe. So we're working on the right foot here. Good. And of course, if it's just you around, like, in class, we don't have a lot of time to dedicate to working with the ball or massaging the foot. But I always suggest if you're sitting watching some TV, and if there are commercial breaks, you could roll out one foot for one set of commercial breaks and roll out the other foot for a set of commercial breaks. But, a good few minutes on each feet is really good to do each day if you can. All right, if you're using the ball, you can go ahead and switch it over to the left foot and gently start to roll around on the left foot. If you're not using the ball, you can start to rock that left foot back and forth. Good. Getting some motion, some blood flow through the feet. And most importantly, to just kind of wake our senses up into the feet. If you're using the ball, make sure to get around to the outer arch and the inner arch of the foot. These places tend to be areas where we get kind of stiff, and we want to keep these arches as malleable as possible. They really help not just the foot maintain mobility, but the whole body. Good. If you're rocking your foot back and forth, you can now come right up onto the toes of the left foot and start to circle the heel around. If you're using the ball, you can bring the ball to the toes and so gently roll underneath each toe back and forth, stretching them out. And then if you're using the ball, you can come back to rolling around the base of the foot. And if you're not using the ball, you can come back to rocking the foot here. Good. And then you can take that ball, pick it up and we'll take it onto the right thigh. So if you're using a ball, you're going to place the ball on top of your right thigh. If you're not using the ball, you could use your right hand. All we're going to do here is give a little massage to the muscles of the right thigh. So if you're using the ball, you can place the palm of your hand on the ball and kind of make little circles over the muscles of the right thigh. So what I want you to be aware of here is that you're not using the ball or pushing onto the joints. You're not up at the knee or the hip, but staying right in the middle there on the meaty part and massaging there. If you're using your hands, you could really work up and down, pressing into the muscles, kind of kneading the outer thigh and the inner thigh. If you're using the ball, finding for many of us, there's a little tenderness or tightness along the outer edge of the right thigh. You can place the ball there and then so gently do those little circles up and down that band of tightness. And if you find a particular place that feels kind of thick or tension or tight, then you can pause the ball there or your hand there and do a little bit of extra working out. Good. Then we'll switch hands, switch thighs, moving the ball over to the left thigh. Again, you could use the ball or you could use your hand to start to massage the muscles between the knee and the hip. So not at all onto the joints, but just staying along the muscles here, either using the ball or just using your hand. Both work great. And I do encourage a little bit of the self-massage in the mornings before you get going. Again, it helps us connect to our bodies, helps us feel a little bit more present, grounded, even calm before we start our day. Again, looking towards the outer edge of the left thigh, kind of just below the joint of the hip, you could start to massage with your hand or the ball, maybe a little bit of the tenderness that runs on the outer edge of the thigh. Maybe for you it isn't tender, and that's okay, but a little massage there never hurts. This is the area of what we call the IT band. For many of us, that gets tight, whether you're really active or you sit a fair bit. Both things kind of tend to over tighten that IT band. So, as yoga always talks about, what we're looking for here is balance. So, to not underuse or even overuse the body, but just move it in the ways that it's willing to move when we can move it. Good. All right, if you're using the ball now, you're going to take the ball into your right hand, bring it over to the left collarbone, but then place it just below the left collarbone, just slightly below, so you're not pushing on the bone itself. And then using your right hand on the ball, you can do tiny little circles there at the top of the chest. Okay, if you're not using the ball, you can use your fingertips there and just do a little rubbing just below the collarbone. Good job. Try not to roll to the center of the chest. Stay to the left side and just below that collarbone. A little bit of circles, maybe a little back and forth or up and down. Good. And then we'll switch sides. We're going to take the ball over to the right side. So ball's in the left hand. You're going to move it over to the right side, find that right collarbone and place the ball just below the collarbone and roll there. Or simply using your left hand with the fingertips and doing little circles and little massage below the right collarbone. There's also some really big lymph nodes here under the collarbone. Really important for helping keeping kind of our colds at bay, but also just generally keeping our immune system functioning, our head clear, our nose clear. If there's allergies for you, it's important to help that lymph system keep flowing. Good. All right, if you're using the ball, go ahead and place your ball off to the side. Put it somewhere it's not going to roll away on you, also somewhere you're not going to step on it. And then come back to sit about mid-chair, feet flat on the floor, hands resting in your lap. drawing some length through your spine, sitting tall, gazing straight ahead. And let's all join our breaths together here with a big inhale. Open your mouth and let it tumble out. Big exhale. Ah, good. We're going to do that a couple more times. So inhale, full deep breath in. As you exhale, make a little sigh, a little moan, a little groan. Ah. One more time. Inhale. Big breath. Fill up. Big exhale. Little moan, little groan. Ah. Let it go. Good. Closing your mouth now and breathing through your nose as best you can. Of course, if you are feeling congested at all through your nose, you're welcome to breathe through your mouth as you need. But when and if possible, breathing in and out through your nose. Taking this moment with the eyes open to look around the room and just gently, softly take in a little bit of the room you're sitting in. Try not to make any assessments or judgments of the space. If you had any plans for changing it, any renos, try not to think about the plans to make change or anything, but just simply look around the room and take in the different objects, shapes, and colors. You might even name a few of the items that you see, like a plant or a book or a shelf. Just kind of making conscious the environment, the space that you're in. And then softly, gently close your eyes. If it's not comfortable for you to close your eyes, you can keep them open, but try to soften your gaze a little bit and turn your attention now towards your ears and just see what you're noticing in your sense of hearing. You probably hear my voice. Is there anything else that you could pick up? Can you pick up maybe the sound of a fan? Maybe the sound of voices outside the room? Again, just like you were looking around your room, try not to make any judgments around the sounds you're hearing. Maybe name them if you know where they're coming from, but really general, just taking in those sounds. And then with your hands on your lap, gently rub the thighs with your hands and feel the texture of the pants or your skin underneath your hands. Feel the building warmth between the hands and the legs. You might feel the movement of the shirt that you're wearing against your arms. And then as you take a breath in, you might even feel the sensation of air coming in through the nose. And as you breathe in, notice any little scents or smells that are traveling on that air. Then as you breathe out, you might feel the changing temperature of that air as it comes out of your nose. Maybe still picking up a few little scents or smells. Continuing to breathe deeply, but noticing what comes with the breath here. Can you pick up maybe the remnants of the smell of coffee or your toothpaste? There'll be all sorts of scents or smells floating on the air. And then this last little one will move the tongue around a little in the mouth, starting to build some saliva up in the mouth, and you'll start to maybe pick up a little remnant of flavor or taste in the mouth. If you know what it is, maybe you give it a name. And then with a buildup of saliva in the mouth, go ahead and swallow and follow the feeling of that swallow all the way down. Track it all the way down, as deeply down as you can let it go. And then wherever you felt that sensation of swallow kind of dissipate, bring your hands to that place. So for some of us, it's up at the chest. For some, it's maybe the upper belly or the lower belly. But wherever you kind of felt that sense of descending swallow, where you felt it kind of dissipate, place your hands there. With the eyes softly closed or the gaze gentle here, start to guide your breath to and from the space where your hands are resting. So everybody's hands might be in a slightly different place, and that is absolutely okay. Just breathing to and from wherever you've placed your hands. As you breathe into that space, really let it expand in all directions, 360 degrees. And then as you exhale, let it gently soften, maybe even contract from all those various directions, forward, back, side, up and down. A few more breaths like that, to and from the space where your hands are resting. Stay present, stay focused here. We're developing a strength of mind. And we're going to maintain this breath for practice, this deep, full breath in and out. You can gently release your hands now onto your lap. And the next time you inhale, simply float the hands up as high as that breath will allow. And then as you exhale, let your hands float back down. So you're linking up the movement of your arms with the depth of your breath. So inhale, and the arms float up like they're being inflated. Then as you exhale, the arms will float down just like they're being emptied or deflated. Good. There's no rush here, no urgency. There's nowhere else you need to go. There's nothing else you need to be doing. So you can give your full and undivided attention to this breath and movement. Good. One more like this. As the hands return to the lap, as you inhale, glide your hands back towards your belly. Then as you exhale, slide your hands forward and gently fold, maybe taking the hands down to the shin or towards the feet. Inhale, slowly glide the hands back up, coming back up to seated. Gentle first movements here as we wake up the spine. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, rising up. Keep present with this motion and breath. We'll do one more. And this time, as you make your way up, pause the hands at the knees, continue to sit up tall. Keep the breath coming in as the belly goes forward and the shoulder goes back. Shoulders go back, lift the chin. Then as you breathe out, you're going to drop your tailbone in towards your chair, hug your belly in, round your shoulders forward, and let the head drop. Good. Inhale. Sit. Roll the sit bones out from underneath you, belly forward, chest lifts, chin lifts. Exhale, tuck the sit bones down, hug the belly in, round the spine. Nice. Few more times. Slow and steady. So I know sometimes we want lots of activity, we want lots of motion. It helps to keep the brain preoccupied, but that acts more like a distraction. And what we're developing here is an awareness, an ability to be present and conscious with what's happening in this very moment, but without kind of the distraction of it. We're not trying to judge it or decide if it's good or bad. We're staying connected, staying present, flowing, and moving. Beautiful. Next time you come forward with your chest, shift your chest over to your right. And then exhale, round back in through center and go towards your left. Heel those shoulders back, bring the chest forward through center and to your right. Then round everything in and over to your left. Gentle circles here with the spine, letting the shoulders move, letting the head move, really feeling motion in the back. So we're not just circling at the hips, we're churning all the way up through the spine. Good, then let's churn the other way. Rotate the other direction. Beautiful. Nicely done, everybody. Let's come back through center, sitting up tall, letting the arms now drop to your sides, turning your palms forward. So thumbs are pointing to the outside, shoulders rolled back, sitting tall, gazing straight ahead. Okay, excuse me. If you have a yoga strap, I'm going to ask you to grab that. Anything that works like a yoga strap, perfect. If you don't have anything today that would work, don't worry about it. That's okay. Um, what we're going to do, just kind of everybody's length is going to be a little different. But I want you to try to find something that is, yeah, approximately the length of from kind of your palm of one hand across the arm to the other shoulder ish. Something about that length. So if you have a strap that's longer, you'll kind of just hold it, folding it maybe. If you have a towel, you just take it as long as you can. Good. And we're going to take the arms now straight out in front and give a little pull on whatever support you have. Now, if you don't have any support, sometimes it's nice to interlace the palms and press them out. This will work a little bit differently. Or you might simply work without the strap and let the arms go wide. Good. If you have the strap, you're pulling on it. And then from here, we're going to slowly start to lift up the arms just as high as is comfortable while continually pulling on the strap. Good. Breathing deep. Keep that tension on the strap if you're using the prop. And slowly now curve your spine over to your left. How's our breathing here? Try not to hold the breath. Nice. Let's come back up through center and curve the spine over to the right. So we're moving the spine here and the arms are kind of following. So we're not just sliding the arms. Let's come back through center and we'll go one more time over to the left. Nice. And back up through center. And one more time over to the right. Good. Now back up into center. Let the arms down for a moment. Give the fingers a little wiggle, maybe even interlace the fingers and press the palms forward. Give them a gentle stretch. So this is not just work for the shoulders, it's also lots of good work for the hands. So there's a real correlation to the strength of our grip into the strength of the body. So we're working a little bit of our grip strength here. Okay, good. Give the fingers a wiggle. Come back to your strap. Find that length again. One arm's lengthen across the chest. Holding on to the strap in front. Pulling on that strap if you're using it, and then slowly lifting the arms up just as high as you can. Maybe they stay more in front of your face. That's okay. Good. Then from here, we're going to tilt again. We're going to curve again. Sorry, the spine to the left. Stay curved to the left, but take that right hand down and lift your left arm up behind you. So a little rotation now to the left side. Pull on the strap as you rotate. Breathe here. We're going to work some of those back muscles. Nice. Okay, gently, you're going to drop that left hand down, right arm up, turning forward, then coming back up through center, and then tilting or curving the body over to the right side. Now the left arm, that's the one on top, it's going to start to come down in front as the right arm's going to lift up behind. So we're curved to the right. Yeah, curved over to the right side, and then we drop the left arm down, right arm up. Yep, good. Holding, breathing. This is good work. It's a lot of work for those shoulders. So good job, everybody. Gently rotate to face forward and come back up through center. And then release the strap into the lap. Just let it hang out there. Take your hands, maybe interlace your fingers. Press your palms forward one more time. Give a little stretch to those fingers. Give a little wiggle. Good. Okay. So we have a couple options for the next one here. I'm going to suggest you use the strap if you have it. If you don't, you'll give one of the options a try where you use your hand. But if that's feeling a little restrictive, you don't have to use the grip at all. So what we're going to do here is we're going to start to fold forward. Take your strap with you if you're using it. I like to keep it folded because you don't need a very long strap. And you're going to place that strap underneath your right foot. So you're in this forward fold and you have the strap under the right foot. Some of you might be able to take a hold of your right big toe with your first two fingers, but that's asking for a fair bit of space there. So if that's not there, I'm going to suggest you use the strap. Now, of course, if you don't have a strap and reaching the toe is not an option, then just stay as you are. We want to feel the right thigh against the belly. Okay, gaze is forward. This is the challenge. We're going to press into the left foot. So the other foot, press into that foot, and then slowly start to come up to seated, bringing your right leg with you. Yeah, it's all coordination. It's going to feel really hard until the brain all of a sudden clicks in about how to do it. So let's slowly place that right foot down if you lifted it. Come back into that forward fold. And again, you might just lift the right foot an inch. That's okay. So you have the strap underneath your right foot. The right thigh and belly are touching. Pressing into the left foot, you're going to pull up on the strap and slowly rise up. Now, if lifting the leg like this is not a good option for you, you're welcome to keep the foot on the floor. That's okay. Then you don't need the strap. If you have your leg lifted and the strap underneath the foot, beautiful. Let's all sit really tall. Nice and tall. Lift the chest, lift the gaze. Okay, whether your foot's on the floor or lifted, we're going to slowly start to straighten the leg out. And then we're going to bend the knee. So if you're using the strap, keep some tension in the strap as you straighten and bend. If you're not using the strap and your foot's on the floor, you're going to slide the foot forward and then bend the knee and bring it back. Forward and back. Good. Nicely done. The next time you have your right leg straight, if you're using the strap, take both straps into your right hand. Your left hand's going to come onto your hip. Good. Then from here, we're going to slowly open that right leg out to the right. It might move just a couple inches. That's fine. You might slide it a little further over. That's fine too. Your heel might be on the floor. That's okay too. You're working where you're at, bringing that right leg a little bit more open to the right side. Then maybe take the left arm out to the left. And I want you to pay a little extra attention here to that left leg. Press down into the left foot. Finding that depth of breath. Good work, good work. Okay, slowly bring that right leg back through center. If you have it lifted and you're using the straps, you're going to switch your hands up on the strap. So now you have a strap, both straps in your left hand. The right hand will come onto your right hip. Press out through that right heel as you gently rotate over to the right. One more breath like this. Beautiful job. As you inhale, unwind. If you're using the strap, take a hold of the strap to support the leg. As you gently bend the knee, place the foot on the floor. Let your strap rest over your thighs. Again, maybe interlace your fingers here, rotate the wrists, press the palms forward. Be gentle with the hands. They're doing lots of work here. Then release your hands into your lap and take a moment to feel through the legs. So I know right now I feel like my right leg is a little lower than my left leg. Yeah. Good. All right. So we're going to come to the other side. So again, if you're using a strap, keep it with you. You're going to fold forward now, down over the legs. You might come down to grab a hold of the left big toe with your first two fingers. That's requiring a fair bit of length there. So if that's not available, take your strap underneath your left foot. If you're not using a strap, it's absolutely okay. You might be placing your hands on your knees for a little added support. Pressing down into the right foot, slowly start to lift up. Use your core strength here as you lift the leg up, coming to sit tall. Good, because we did two on one side. We got to try this one again on the other side. Let the foot come down. Well done. Good, one more time. Yeah, just kind of like for fun. See what it's like. Placing the left foot back on the floor. Your choice to use a strap or not. Left thigh is touching the belly. See if you can keep it touching the belly as you slowly rise up. Be gentle here with the spine. Use support as you need. Again, your left foot might stay on the floor or you might have your left leg lifted. Either way, we're going to sit tall. Then if you have the strap, pulling back on the strap as you gently straighten the left leg out and then bend the left knee. Nice and slow and steady. Straighten and bend. Good. Straighten and bend. Really nice. So there's a little tension on the strap here as we go to straighten the leg. Your foot might be lifted or you might have your foot on the floor. If you're using the straps, you're going to hold both straps in your left hand, right hand on your hip. Slow motion because we want to know what's happening in the hip here as we open the left leg out to the left. Maybe take your right arm out to the right. Press down into that right leg. So try not to let that right leg kind of check out. Use strength for stability in that right leg. Well done. Then we're going to drop the right hand, bring that left leg back through the center. If you're using the straps, switch the straps up. So place them in your right hand, wherever you are, left hand on your left hip. Slowly rotate your upper body to the left. If your leg is lifted, really press out through the heel. If your heel's on the floor, press down through your heel. Nicely done. Inhale slowly, come back through center. Use the support of the strap as you bend the knee and place the foot back on the floor. You can toss your strap off to the side. Sitting tall one more time. Simply place your palms together, press the fingers against each other, gently straighten through the fingers. Good. Then we'll take the right hand, press the right palm out, take the left palm downwards over top. So the left fingertips are pointing down as the right ones are pointing up. And you're going to gently pull back on the right hand, give a little stretch here. Good. Then we'll switch sides. We'll take the left palm out, fingertips pointing up. Take the right hand down, fingertips in front of the left hand, and then gently draw back on that left hand with the right hand. Nicely done. Gently release that left hand. Place both palms onto the thighs. Sit tall. Take the shoulders up. Draw them back and down. Give a few rolls through the shoulders. Nice. See how things are feeling. Good job. All right, take the shoulders back and down. Then walk your feet wide apart. They might go as wide as your chair, or you might take them a little bit wider if that's comfortable for you. Turning your toes out slightly from your heels. I just want you to notice kind of the angle of your knees. Try to point your toes as best you can to the same angle as your knees. That's going to help with the support on the knees. Good. Then from here, we're going to gently start to fold forward. You could keep your hands on your thighs or come down onto your elbows, pressing equally into both feet. I want you to try to grow a little more length through the spine. Get a little longer there. Good. Now from here, depending on how that spine is feeling, we did a fair bit of pretty intense spine work right up front. So if you're feeling any tenderness there, you could keep your elbows on your thighs. Otherwise, you might try taking one arm forward and then the other, pressing down through both feet. Again, if there's any concerns for your low back, your hips, your knees, you're going to keep your hips on the chair. Otherwise, you might slide some weight off the hips into the legs, hovering the hips away from the chair. Good. Pressing down through both feet as you inhale. Now we're going to straighten up. We're going to rise up. We're going to reach up. Then as you exhale, bend those knees, sit back, lower the arms into a slight forward fold. Beautiful. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back. Beautiful. With your breath. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, sit back. Nicely done. Last time here. Inhale, rise. Reach up, look up. Exhale, arms out and down, maybe coming around behind you, giving a little tap. Inhale, arms out and up, maybe overhead or in front, giving a little tap. Exhale, out and down, little tap. Inhale, out and up, little tap. Let's do that one more time. Out and down and around behind, and then out and up and maybe overhead. Beautiful. As you release your arms down now, bring your hands onto your hips. If you're sitting, bring your hands to your knees. If you're standing, you can start to slide your hips from side to side, giving a little wiggle here through the hips. If you're sitting, you could do a little rock. Nice straight spine from side to side. Good. If you're sitting, you could turn this rock into a big circle, keeping the spine straight here, rotating into the hip sockets. If you're standing, you can start to circle here with the hips. Good. Once you've done a few circles in one direction, pause, switch it up, go the other way. Good job. Beautiful. Come back through center with the hips and then slowly, gently walk the feet back in so they're more underneath or in line with your hips, toes pointing straight forward. We'll come to sit or stand in Tadasana. Palms facing forward, shoulders back once again. Breathing deep. Good. If you're sitting in the chair, you might wrap your hands around to the sides of the back of your chair. If you're standing, you might bring your hands around to the back of your hips or onto the sides of your hips. Taking your shoulders once again towards the back of your body, focusing the effort down into the legs, pressing into the feet. Feel as though your sit bones were getting heavier and dropping into the back of your thighs or into the seat of the chair. You could stay here like this. If you feel a bit of sensation of stretch, that is great. That's all we're looking for. You can maintain this work at the lower half of the body. Try lifting the chest a little higher. Now, I want your head to be the last thing that moves here. It's following the trajectory of the spine and neck. So often when we come into our back bends, I notice our head is the first to go back. Keep your chin tucked, lift your chest up and start to curve your chest back, letting the neck follow, and then the head follows the neck. So we're not dropping the head back. We're actually keeping the chin kind of tucked a little bit here. How's that breathing? Nice. On your inhale, rise back up through center. Release your arms to your sides, sitting or standing, Tadasana. Any dizziness, please have a seat in your chair. Good job. Okay, those who are standing, you can grab your chair now. Bring it over to the right side of the mat so you have the right side of your body against the back of your chair. If you're sitting, you're holding your Tadasana, sitting tall. We're all going to meet in Tadasana. Those who are standing, right hand on the back of the chair. We're going to come into a little bit of balance posture here, balance work. So right foot, right leg is the standing leg. Press actively down into that right leg. I really nice and strong. Beautiful. Then from here, you might lift your left heel, maybe your left toes, maybe your left knee comes up. As you go to lift the left leg, watch the desire to lean back, but also the desire to shift over towards the right. See if you can keep yourself upright and level. Nice. Then from here, if your leg is lifted, or even if the foot is on the floor, that is fine. Try straightening that leg out. Pressing out through both feet equally. Some of you might take your left arm up. If you're sitting in the chair, you might take both arms up. If you're standing, you might work to lift a finger or two, or maybe the whole hand, maybe the whole arm, depending on how your balance is doing today. Beautiful. If you have your right hand lifted, let your right hand down, then your left arm, then place that left foot down. Good work. Right away, we're going to put weight into the left leg. Press down into that left leg and slowly maybe lift the right knee up. You can keep your right foot on the floor. That is fine. From here, you have the option to take your left hand to your right thigh and slowly rotate your upper body towards the right. Don't forget about your standing leg, your left leg. Press down. Right hand might stay on the chair or at your side, or you might send that right arm around behind you. Good work. Big breaths here. If your right hand is lifted, place your right hand back onto the chair. Slowly, mindfully unwind your upper body. Then place the right foot down. Return to your Tadasana. Steady in the feet. 3 breaths. Soften what is willing to soften here. Release what is willing to be released. Okay, those who are standing, you could take your chair and move it now over to your left side. So we have the left hand on the back of the chair, all coming back to Tadasana. We're going to take the weight of the body back into the left leg now, pressing down into that left leg, making the whole leg nice and strong. And I want you, especially those who are standing, to be really mindful of locking that left knee, little bend, use the muscles of the leg. Good. Then from here, you might start to work to lift that right knee up. That's an option. Good. You might send the right foot forward, straightening the leg out. The foot might be lifted, the foot might be on the floor. That's okay. Work where you're at. Be present, though. That's the quality we're looking for, is being here. We're not off planning our grocery lists or anything. Good. All right. Right arm then might lift up. Good. If you're standing, you might keep a finger or two on the chair. If you're sitting, you might lift both arms up. If you're standing, you could work to lift both arms up if balance is feeling steady today, but you can keep an arm down too if you need. Good. If your left hand is lifted, let your left hand come down, then your right arm, then your right leg. Once that right foot touches the earth, press down into the right foot and let's lift the left knee up, maybe. Maybe it's the heel that you lift. That's plenty. Making that right leg nice and strong, pressing into the right foot. Your right hand might come across to the left thigh as you gently twist towards your left. If you're standing, you might keep that left hand on the chair, or you might start to lift the left hand out behind you. If you're sitting, extending that left arm out around behind you. Good work. If your left hand is lifted, place your left hand back onto the chair. Unwind your upper body, then release the left foot down. Return to your Tadasana. Take 3 really big breaths in, really big breaths out. Get that energy moving. Okay, if you're standing, grab your chair, bring it now up to the top of your mat, and turn the seat of the chair to face you. Coming back to stand to face your chair. If you're sitting, you're holding your Tadasana here so we can meet you. All coming now back into Tadasana. Then from here, as you inhale, scoop the air up as you bring your arms high. As you exhale, fold down, hands to the knees or the seat of the chair. Take your inhale to grow your spine a little longer, then exhale to maybe fold down a little deeper. Be mindful of blood pressure here. Inhale, lengthen the spine up and out. Exhale, fold down and in. Beautiful. One more time. Inhale, lift up and out. Exhale, fold down and in. Beautiful. If you're sitting, sit up nice and tall. If you're standing, hold the sides of the seat of the chair. Then let's walk the feet away from the chair. If you're standing, making a nice L shape with the body, coming into downward facing dog. If you're sitting, both feet flat on the floor, interlace your fingers, press your palms forward, lift the arms up. This is your downward dog. Good. Then from here, if you're sitting, release your hands to your knees, bend your elbows slightly, lean forward to plank pose. If you're standing, you're going to slide your body forward so the shoulders come over the wrists, the heels come over the toes. With our elbows bent, peel the chest through the shoulders, lift the chin up, look up. Then let's all go back to downward facing dog. One more time like that. Come forward to your plank pose. Bend your elbows, take your chest through, lift your chin up, upward facing dog. Exhale back into downward facing dog. If you're standing in downward dog and it's comfortable for you to come onto your knees, you can use the chair to gently lower yourself down and come into your child's pose. Knees wide, big toes to touch. If you're in the chair, you're going to take your feet wide apart again and fold down between the legs, maybe resting your elbows on your thighs or hands to the shins or ankles. For some of you, you're comfortable coming to the floor, but just not okay to come onto your knees. If that's you, make your way down whatever way works for you. Come to lay on your back. Draw your knees in wide and hold onto your shins with your hands. Okay, wherever you are, I want you to relax your jaw just a little. Move your tongue around again in your mouth and find a bit of that saliva so that you can swallow once more. Following the sensation of the swallow all the way down, seeing if maybe it goes a little deeper this time. Staying present wherever you felt that sensation dissipate. Breathing there. Nice. Those of you on your knees, gently start to roll up to sit on your heels. Then shift your hips to one side. Bring your legs out from underneath you and go ahead and lay down onto your back. Those of you sitting in the chair, you're going to gently make your way up. Give yourself support as you come up. Walk your feet back together and come to sit towards the back of your chair. And then those of you on your back, gently release your feet to the ground, knees bent. So if you're lying on your back on the floor, you have your knees bent, your feet on the floor. If you're sitting in the chair, you're sitting all the way to the back of the chair. If you find your feet kind of swing, maybe put a pillow or some blocks under your feet. Those of you who are on the floor, you're going to walk your feet nice and wide apart. The knees are still bent. Take your arms wide like a big letter T and let both knees flop over towards your left side. Gentle, easy twist. Slowly turning your head to look towards your right side. If you're sitting in the chair, it is your left hand now that comes to your right thigh, and you'll gently twist towards your right. Final little twist here. If you're on the floor and you have your feet wide, your knees over to the left, you might lift your left foot up and rest it on your right thigh. That's an option, not necessary. I want you to be really gentle on those knees and the low back. Okay. If you have your left foot resting on your right thigh, gently slide it off. Keep your feet wide apart as you slowly float your knees back up through center. If you're in the chair, unwind your spine, coming to face forward. Those of you on the floor, the feet stay wide as you simply let the knees fall over to the other side. Those in the chair, take your right hand to your left thigh, your left hand behind you for a really gentle twist here. Those of you on the floor, if your knees are fallen over to the right side, you might try lifting the right foot up and resting it on the left thigh. That's an option, but not necessary. Let this be really gentle, really easy for yourself. Try not to push or pull anything into a depth that maybe the mind wants, but the body isn't ready for. Okay, those of you who have your right foot resting on your left thigh, gently slide it off. Then slowly, let's bring these back up through center. If you're sitting in the chair, you'll gently unwind your spine. Those of you in the chair, you can now fold forward one last time, wrapping your arms underneath your legs, giving yourself a good little squeeze, a little hug here. Those of you on the floor, walk your feet in and then lift your feet from the ground. Bring your knees towards your belly. You can hold on to your shins or thighs with your hands and gently squeeze the knees in. Good. From here, we're going to make our way now into Savasana. So if you're in the chair, you're sitting all the way to the back of the chair. You might put a pillow behind your back or in your lap, or both. If you're on the floor, you might keep your knees bent, letting them support one another, or you might straighten your legs out on the ground, maybe putting a pillow or rolled up blanket under the back of your knees, letting your arms rest at your sides. So those of you in the chair, please let your hands rest in your lap, maybe on a pillow or two. That can help take strain out of the shoulders. If you're on the floor, your palms will face up, back of the hands on the ground, shoulders rolling back. And then wherever you are, softly close your eyelids down. Release any effort to your breath. And place your tongue gently against the roof of your mouth. So we're not pressing hard with the tongue at the roof of the mouth. It's just resting there so softly, slightly behind your teeth, your upper teeth. And we're going to take 5 Brahmari breaths here together. On your next exhale, empty out completely. Tongue resting there at the roof. Gentle inhale. Then on your exhale, begin to hum like a little buzzing bumblebee. Inhaling naturally again. Exhale, Brahmari. 3 more times like this. Last one like this. And softly let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. Again, ease any tension from the jaw. Let the breath flow naturally, freely. And settle into a few moments here of stillness and quiet. And I'll bring us back when it's time to close the practice. Allowing your body to stay just as it is, keeping your eyes closed or soft. Start to move the tongue around one more time in the mouth and just see what little flavors you pick up in the mouth. Sometimes flavors aren't necessarily, they come up in the mouth and they might not be something you just ate. They could be a memory of something you ate many years ago. Just notice kind of what memories or flavors are still remnant in the mouth. And then orienting your awareness towards your nose and starting to feel the breath move in and out of the nose. Maybe noticing any scents that might be traveling on the air. And you start to feel the weight and texture of the clothing against your skin. Maybe even picking up a little bit of the breeze if there is one in the room that you're in against your skin. Or even simply registering the temperature of the air in the room that you're in against your skin. And then tuning into the ears and just seeing what other sounds you pick up besides my voice. Maybe it's your own breath. Maybe there are sounds coming outside on the street through your window. And then gently and slowly blinking your eyes open. And without moving around too much, just let your eyes look around a little bit in the space you're in and take in this space again. Starting to move through your fingers, through your toes, let your body start to expand out into this space. If you're lying on the floor, you can bend your knees and gently roll yourself over to one side, making your way up to a seat either on your mat or in your chair. Those of you in the chair, you can go ahead and remove any props you were using while sitting in the chair and come forward now to sit with your feet flat on the floor, your spine lifted and long. And we'll all come together in this final seat to close our practice together, bringing hands at the heart, palms touching, eyes open but soft. Taking this moment to acknowledge all that your body has done for you today already. So I know not every day does our body do everything we wish it could, but truly every day it is doing its best for us. And we are its caregivers. So we say thank you to the body for trying its best for us. And we will continue to take care of it. So thank you all so much for choosing to come and to practice yoga together. Namaste.